Well, it's been a while. I've been slacking. And I apologize for that, but nevertheless, we are back again today with another opening. And today, we're going to be opening the Zacian ETB Plus. Yep, the Zacian Elite Trainer Box Plus. So like I said, I'm sorry guys, I've been slacking a little bit on some videos and that, but we're going to fix that today by opening this nice little Elite Trainer box here. Work's just been a little bit busy this week. I haven't had as much extra time as I've hoped, so because of that I haven't really been able to set aside some time to make videos and that. But like I said, we're fixing that issue today, and we're going to open up probably the goodest boy of all time, or actually probably the goodest girl, since Zacian is referred to as Zamazenta's sister. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to get right into this. So a little bit of a background as to what this is. So this is a higher end Elite Trainer box that was released, I almost want to say, about during the halfway point in the Sword and Shield era. I think if we actually look on the back, it should go up to, yep, Vivid Voltage. So there are, I'd say, about 10 or so packs in here. I guess I could actually just read the back. 12 booster packs, so we actually get 2 extra than what I initially thought. But yeah, this was kind of released maybe halfway as being a little too generous, but kind of earlier on in the Sword and Shield era, kind of as like a nice little premium product. They did release a version that featured both Zamazenta and Zacian on it. However, those ones were priced much, much higher, especially because this was kind of released when COVID was still a pretty big thing and the card prices were just nuts. Hence why it's got an $80 price tag on it, which, believe it or not, was actually a lot more reasonable than most of the other trainer boxes I had seen at the time. But enough with the talking. We're going to get right into this here. Thankfully, the packaging on this was a little bit looser, which means we don't have to break out our old friend the wine opener. We can actually save that for its intended purpose maybe at some point this week. But we're going to get right into it. So, like I said, this is the Zacian one. Very, very nice trainer box. I love the black and gold design that it has for it. Just super good. And it does come, of course, with your bathroom reading material, just like all Elite Trainer boxes do. I believe for this one, it just kind of shows a little bit more about some of the bigger cards that were released at this point in time for Sword and Shield. More stuff on the competitive end, but, you know, if you're going to be in the bathroom for a couple minutes and that, you just need a little light reading. Not a bad thing to have. I'm not sure what these retail for right now. Like I said, I did pick this one up kind of when COVID was still a pretty big thing, so I do know I did pay a little bit more than what I think its actual suggested retail price was supposed to be, but Zacian is my favorite legendary, and so I always just wanted one of these to hold on to. However, I'm not somebody that likes to sit there and just kind of stare at an unopened box. I enjoy opening it more. Now that I have a way to make videos, I get to open it up with you guys. So a lot of the stuff that does come in here, it is going to be pretty standard to most trainer boxes. However, it is going to be a little bit of a nicer quality. So to start us off here, we do get some nice little deck dividers. Some more sleeves that'll probably just stay inside of the wrapping in that. Sorry, Nigel, but maybe one day we'll get around to using sleeves on all the nice stuff. Card game rule book. Nobody reads that. Just make up your own lore. Wow, this packaging got beat. So maybe a good thing then that we're kind of opening this to save this guy from any further destruction. But this is the promo that we get. So we'll go ahead and remove this from its packaging. We might actually throw this in something to see if, yeah, because it's been pretty bad, which sucks because it's literally just been sitting in its box and nothing bad has really happened to the box, so I'm not sure what happened. Must have just been, maybe somebody was not having a good day when they packaged this. But that being said, we still get to look at a pretty cool design. Again, I just love the black and gold artwork on this promo. I know they did do some other black and gold style cards as some of the higher rarities in some of the early sets, and I really love those. I wish they would have kept them. That being said, though, the new Illustrator rares that we get now, they are a little bit better. So actually, Nigel, you win this one. It is going to go in a sleeve. And maybe, we'll throw this in a hard case as well later on and see if hopefully we can get maybe a little bit of that bending out. Thankfully, though, so this isn't the only Zacian ETB box I bought. I've actually bought one of the Zacian Zamazenta and the one that included both of them. So let's get on to the rest of what comes in our box. So we do have 12 booster packs. So 3 Sword and Shield, 3 Rebel Clash, 3 Darkness Ablaze, and then of course, to round us out, 3 Vivid Voltage, which was the newer set that was kind of out at the time. We do also have some other goodies. Of course, we can't forget the code card here. I'm not sure if this will really hold any sort of value for anyone that uses it, since this stuff here is from very early on. And I'm sure a lot of the cards have kind of been power crept at this point. We also do get, we're going to take this out of the packaging here, a nice metallic coin. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus on that a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. With, of course, our good girl Zacian on it. Just love dog Pokemon, and when Sword and Shield had them as the legendaries, I was sold. Let's see what else we get. Looks like we get another coin. I feel like there's another coin that's supposed to be in here, but maybe I'm wrong. This one here is a poison counter, just to let you know if your Pokemon has been poisoned. Let's see what else we got. There is another one. So I believe this one is for like burns or any other status conditions. So these are metal coins, and again, they're done in like a black and gold styling. So it does look very nice. And again, when you are paying a little bit of a higher price, it is good that they do give you better quality materials. And then these fell out of the packaging, but you do get some nice dice as damage counters in that to use. So something a little bit, again, nicer than what comes in the standard Elite Trainer box. So that's pretty much everything that comes inside of it. Of course, it does give you a nice way to store your wonderful cardboard afterwards. So we're going to go ahead and set that there. And I think we're actually just going to do these in order here. We'll start off with base set Sword and Shield and kind of work our way forward in time to Vivid Voltage. So Sword and Shield, like I said, this was kind of the area that, or the era that I got back into Pokemon with. So I do remember opening up a lot of base set, Rebel Clash and all that. But without further ado, let's get right into it here. So I will be honest, after seeing Scarlet and Violet's base set and then Paldea Evolved, when comparing it back to the Sword and Shield era cards, I definitely think Scarlet and Violet has done so much better. 3 to the front, and then there's our energy. So water energy, air balloon. Let's refocus this. There we go. Air balloon, Eldegoss, Rhydon, Rhyhorn, Blitbug, Pinchurin, Sobble, Wooloo, Copperajah, and a Claydol, non-hollow. It is kind of interesting to go back to opening packs to where you're not guaranteed to get anything shiny at the end. I do feel, though, that makes it all the more special when you do get something nice, but as I've said before, and I'll stand by it, knowing that this is kind of a game that's more marketed towards kids, I do think it is nice that they include, at least a hollow now in every pack. Just something to make kids feel pretty good whenever they get something to get excited for. Metal Energy, Hyper Potion, Galarian Stunfisk, Heat More, Diglett, Goldeen, Gossifleur, Mawile, Snom, Galarian Berserker, and Zamazenta V. So very nice. I don't remember if there was a higher rarity of this card released in base set. I'd have to take a look back, but either way, we got Zacian and Zamazenta, so I feel like that was destined to happen. We're going to go ahead and get right into our next pack here. The code card. 4 to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we can math. Dark Energy. Pokemon Center Lady. Galarian Stunfisk. Drizzle. Snom. Sizzlipede. Rookie D. Ghastly. Clobbopus. Claydol. And Caparajah. Hollow. So, nice little background there. Interesting thing about Caparajah, so I can't remember which Pokemon in Red and Blue it was, but at least I think it was Red and Blue. Anyways, there was at one point a Pokédex entry that referenced Indian elephants. And ever since Caparajah has come out, a lot of people, I don't know if it's just like their in-game headcanon or whatever, but they've kind of changed that Pokédex entry from Indian elephant to Caparajah just to keep things consistent, since elephants don't really exist in the Pokemon world, unless of course you're counting like Caparajah and Cutie Fant and all that. But it is just interesting that back in the early days, real animals were actually referenced, where nowadays in the Pokemon world, Magmortar, non-hollow, don't exist. We'll get into our next pack here, Rebel Clash. I will be honest, Rebel Clash was just not a set that I cared for whatsoever. I don't know if there is anything actually good in this set, which I guess, you know, if you're looking for a set to try and complete, that might be a nice thing, because that does mean that, you know, I mean, at this point, you're probably going to have to buy singles, but those singles should be a little bit cheaper. Again, starting off with Darkness Energy, Cursed Shovel, Masculine, Doublade, Nosepass, Wingull, Phanthump, Bronzor, Toxel, Mascarin, and Ludicolo. So only one more of this, I hate to say it, garbage set to open, so thank goodness. Yeah, just was never a huge fan of Rebel Clash. Yeah, thankfully, I think really, even though I was buying more Pokemon products at the time, I was definitely gravitating towards like Sun and Moon stuff that was still available, along with Evolutions was still a pretty big thing back then. And I just remember everybody complaining about how much Evolutions has been printed, and now that stuff has just skyrocketed in price. Honedge, Timpole, Reverse Hollow Galarian Meowth, and we end it with Zacian. Okay, non-hollow. But it's not a bad artwork, though, even if it is non-hollow. Yeah, Zacian, it's by far, I think, my favorite legendary, which for the longest time, that title was held by Lugia, back from the original GSC days. And even though I did, you know, I played Ruby and Sapphire, and then I did mess around with Diamond and Pearl a good bit, Lugia stayed my favorite. And then just, like I said, I love dogs. Having legendaries that were actually dogs really made me kind of fall in love with them. And then on top of that, Zacian was just absolutely busted in Sword and Shield. So, Fire Energy, Poltergeist, and this is the Darkness Ablaze packs that we're working on now. Kabu, Squovet, Spinarak, Larvesta, Hippopotamus. Completely zoned out there on what that... Oh, there we go. Nice rainbow. Brain just shut off twice in one pack. Couldn't figure out Clobbopus's name, and as I'm trying to remember it, we get a rainbow. So very nice. Pokemon Breeders Nurturing, which I think I have just the regular full art, so to be able to add the rainbow to the set is very nice. But of course, for Darkness Ablaze, this was the Sword and Shield set that unleashed our main boy, Charizard, in his VMAX form. So we do see him again today. I'm not going to be disappointed whatsoever. Code card. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. Psychic Energy, Simipour, Lunatone, Dartrix, Grimer, Clink, Ducklet, Mareep, Paris, Poltergeist, and Klinklang. So far not doing too bad. We've gotten we've gotten a V, a Rainbow Rare, and a regular Holo, so not too bad. There we go. Just want to make sure I don't accidentally spoil if there's anything in the pack for myself. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. Metal Energy. I feel like we've gotten a lot of them so far. Corvisquire. Rose, Vanillish, Larvitar, Grimer. Go back to doing this so we can get a good view of the cards without my fat thumb blocking them. Rowlet, Relicanth, and Swanna. So no Charizard V or Charizard VMAX, but that's okay. We did get the Rainbow Pokemon Breeders Nurturing. And now into the Vivid Voltage. This was a set that I thought was okay. Of course, Pikachu was kind of the big thing for this set. This set did also introduce the Amazing Rares. Whoops. Just kind of spoiled that. So, actually, based off of this, I feel like we're not going to get anything good. But I don't know if that counts for the Amazing Rares or not. 4. Lightning Energy. Ferrothorn. Careless, Dusclops, Eevee, Woobat, Arrokuda, Seedot, Phanpy with a little Teddy Ursa doll there. Okay, it doesn't count for the Amazing Rares. There we go, an Amazing Rare Zamazenta. Very nice. And so, yeah, this is pretty much all the Amazing Rares were. Just kind of had some rainbow artwork kind of popping out from the card. I don't think a lot of these were very playable. I think they suffered from a very similar issue to some of the original Shinings from Neo Revelation and probably some of the other cards as well, like the Crystal Pokemon from, I want to say, Aquapolis. Don't murder me, though, if I got that wrong. But as you can see, for its amazing shield attack, you have 3 different energies of 3 different types. I know a lot of decks, they don't like to run too many energies just to help with consistency. And an Alcremie, who cares about that? We got ourselves a good boy. So very nice. A lot of doggos in this box. Going on to another Vivid Voltage pack. But that is pretty cool to know that I guess even if you get that artwork on the back of the code card. We'll probably talk about that before we get to our last pack here. 1, 2, 3, yes, 4. Okay, let's keep the brain working today. Fighting Energy, Krokorok, League Staff, Aromatic Energy, Electrike, Pineco, Mudbray, Poochyena, Charmander. I do love that artwork. I know it's so simple and it's cheesy, but I think that's one of my favorite Charmander artworks. Galvantula and Zeraora. I believe this is a holo. Yes, yes it is. Very nice. So, I believe then, if I'm correct, yep. So, let's actually get the other one out here quick. So, kind of a way to tell if you were going to get something good out of a pack was if you had a background like this. I don't believe it was always a guarantee because I have run into times where I've had this backing on a pack and there hasn't been anything in it. But it was a pretty good way to tell if there was going to be anything worthwhile in the pack. Now, with some of these special sets, a lot of them did just constantly print this. And I don't think it's true anymore for Scarlet and Violet, at least nothing that I've noticed. But just kind of an interesting piece of little TCG history there for you, which, speaking of that, we will be dropping the part 2 of the celebrations and its tie into the TCG history here, probably over the weekend, just right before we get into, I almost said the holidays, but it's a little too early for that just yet. But we will try and get a second video up this week, as long as work cooperates with me. Our final code card for the pack. See if we can end it on a high note here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire Energy, Bay, Moo Moo Cheese, Duwat, Whalmer, Cottony, Clobopus, Electrike, Execute, the Public Bath, I don't even know, and Jolteon. So, not ending it on any big hits, but that's okay. I think we did pretty well overall. Let's kind of go back and recap what we got. So let's see here. So, of course, starting us off, we do have the Zacian promo. Of course, unfortunately, this one was a little bent. I'm going to see if just putting it in a hard case for a while and maybe under some weight will kind of help get that back into a decent look before we throw it back in the binder. Then in terms of other hits, we did get a holo Zeraora, the amazing rare Zamazenta, the rainbow rare Pokemon Breeders Nurturing, Caparajah holo, and a Zamazenta V. So overall, not too bad. I think that's 5 hits out of 12 packs. So not too bad. Almost hitting 50%. Of having something nice or a little bit above average in a pack. So I'm pretty happy with that. These Elite Trainer boxes, they can be all over the place. I remember when I opened the kind of big boy version of this one, I did get a lot of hits. And then when I got just the regular Zacian and Zamazenta ones, it was kind of a mixed bag. It felt better than a regular ETB, but at the same time, it wasn't the same level of hits as the collector's box, but it is what it is. It was just really fun to get to open this, and now I've got a nice way to store that children's cardboard and not take up so much space in my closet. But as always, thank you guys for watching the video. If you could, please like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. And for those of you that didn't like the video, but you still made it to the end with us, thank you for watching as always, and we'll see you again later on. But everyone, hope you have a good remainder of your week and look forward to talking with you all again.